guys, it's Val from Toxic Free. Welcome. Thank you for joining me again today. Thanks for subscribing and thumbing up. I appreciate it, as you know. Today, revenge. I've read a lot about people wanting revenge. I know I did a video on creating your own karma, which in a way is the same sort of thing. I've just got the sniffles, sorry. So I've made notes because I'm rubbish. That's all I can say. So basically, oh, here we go again. I'm still saying that word. We're hurt like hell. They hurt us and we want to try and hurt them. We're not going to hurt them. They have no empathy. They're already hurting, actually. They're living in their own hell, so why we should just let them stay there, let them be there. We want to warn his new supply, don't we? We want to kind of let her know, but it ain't going to work. What do we want to achieve? That's what you need to think. It's like, do we want to put pain onto the narc? Do we want to hurt the narc? Do we want to hurt her? We need to think about exactly what we want to achieve. Do we want to clear our name because they've been smearing us? And then as soon as you can kind of pinpoint what you want to do, then make a decision. But don't just go like a bull in a china shop and dive straight in there without thinking, because more than anything, you are probably going to end up in a worse state than what the narc left you. Now, again, quite controversial, because I could just say go no contact and end this video right now. But if you're like me, brave, stupid, whatever, you're going to go ahead and do it. I'm called Toxic Free. Surviving abuse. I ain't going to start throw you to the lions. And that's the thing about this. We are empaths and we can see, we feel that if we don't do something, we're throwing this new supply to the lions and we're letting someone else hurt. But do you know what? Sometimes you have to. If it's a toxic relationship, I was with a bloke who was seeing someone else. In fact, if you've watched my last video on somatics, he was dating I don't know how many people on a sex site and you name it. I wanted to warn her. Now I had proof, and she believed me. When I went into it, I didn't know what reaction I was going to get from her, but I was ready for it. My narcissist, the one that I started doing the videos about, I couldn't hurt him in his narcissistical ways, but because narcissists are ego, love themselves, the only thing you can do is hurt their ego. So again, I did a video for him. And I ripped him to shreds. He tried to sort of say he was going to sue me, he was going to get me into trouble for doing the videos. He thought he was a celebrity. He had more to lose than me. I had the knowledge of what he did to me. I was the abused one. He was the abuser. He didn't think he was the abuser because they don't think, do they? But I had more on him, so I had the ball was in my court at that point. So the situations were one where I could actually deal with them, and I knew that I would gain from it. But you've really got to be careful, because a lot of situations you aren't going to gain from, you will end up worse. So I've just got some tips, and if you're going to go ahead and do anything, just think seriously. So if you tell the new supply, or you try and tell the new supply that she's dealing with a narcissist, first of all, how many of us have tried to explain narcissism to our friends and our family? They don't understand it. Nobody will understand narcissism unless you've lived it. You can talk about it. You have to live it. You have to feel the pain. You have to feel rejection, devalue. You have to feel the hurt of being told that you're loved to realise it was a lie. You have to feel narcissism. You can't talk about narcissism to somebody else. Oh, I've just got goose pimples. So by telling a new supply that this guy's a narcissist, especially when think about what you were like when you first met him. You were in love. He love bombed you. He was the best thing since sliced bread. He talked about his ex-girlfriend, how crazy she was. How would you feel if suddenly you got contacted by this crazy ex-girlfriend and she started sort of going on about narcissism and sociopaths, and he's crazy, he's lying, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing? He will just think you're even crazier. And he will love her, bomb her even more, and he'll probably smear you even more, and you will end up with more pain. So think about it. So yeah, so in that video that I did, it was about revenge, about karma, but it was a karma that I knew I could control. What I always do, and this is what I want to advise people, we all do things in our lives, and then we stop and think after it's been done. And we've thought, oh, if I had hindsight, I wouldn't have done that. Hindsight's great. But with hindsight, there's nothing you can do about it once you've done it. So what I do is think of the word hindsight. I actually put myself, this is going to sound really weird, but I do have weird examples. You know me by now. I put myself in the future and I think about after. I think now, okay, what would happen? Would I get abused? Would I get beaten up? Would he come round and see me? Would I get a court order? Would I get slammed? Would I get smeared? I think of all the worst scenarios. And then I seriously think, can I accept them? Am I strong enough to accept them? Am I strong enough to be abused more? Can I take the outcome of what I'm about to do? If any of those things that you think that could happen you can't cope with, you step back and you come back to the present, which is when you can still change hindsight. Do you get me? If you go into the future and imagine everything that might happen from the scenario that you're about to create, and you think, no, I can deal with it. I don't care. I'm strong. I don't care what he does. Then take the step. But if you think that you can't cope with anything that might happen with your decisions, you go back into time. You've still got the chance to change your future. Are you with me? It's very strange. And then you can use your foresight. Now, foresight is obviously predicting and preparing for the future, where hindsight is wishing that you'd done something and you could change it. So there you go. Come back into the present and change it while you can. Either don't do it or do it. I hope that makes sense. You don't want to regret anything that you do. You don't want to put yourself in harm's way. So always, always, always think of every single scenario that might come out of you taking your karma or taking your revenge. Think, can you handle it? And then if you can't, you step back into the present day and don't do that. Don't do it. Don't make that decision. Like I say, if you make the decision, hindsight's a wonderful thing once you know what you shouldn't have done. But prepare yourself. So, yeah, you might get smeared more. You might get the flying monkeys coming at you. You could get anything happen to you. Narcissists don't care. Narcissists have no empathy. They're shapeshifters. They're chameleons. They'll pretend. They'll pretend to be whatever they want to be. But if you are going to do it, you need to have the strength of what the repercussions might be. If you're going to do it, tread carefully. And if you're going to do it, don't ring anybody. Don't call anybody. Make sure you write things down in an email and think about exactly what you're going to say in an email. If you have proof, for any reason, if you have proof in letters or emails that he sent to you that you can put into the email to her or the new supply, put them in. Don't say, I have proof. Put the proof in straight away. If you phone call them, then you're likely to get into an argument. If there's any threats, there's no copy of the threats. It's just your word against mine. I've always learnt that if every time I'm going to complain to any company or anything, I will never call them. I was always right, so that everything's in detail. And if anybody wants to call me, I will still say, no, I'd rather keep this by email. Always keep everything by email. You have proof. Anything that happens, it's all written down. If someone swears and shouts and abuses you and threatens you that they're going to come around and beat you up on the phone, you have no proof. Keep it all in emails. Be sympathetic. Don't charge at her. Be sympathetic. Make it out like you are trying to help her and you're not trying to break them up. You're not trying to cause any more heartbreak. You're not trying to cause trouble. Just be very sympathetic. Say what you've got to say. And then, wait. Don't say the word narcissist or sociopath. Just say things like deceitful, manipulating. Never say sociopath, because they'll just think you're crazy. If you've got no proof, again, you've got no leg to stand on, so don't do it. Think seriously. Always protect yourself. We've been through enough. We've been through so much. We've earned the peace and tranquility after the narcissist trauma. We've earned it. We need it. And we have no loyalty to this person. We have loyalty to us. This person doesn't know what we've been through. This person doesn't know what they're about to go through. But it's not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility to look after other people if we're going to put ourselves into danger. This is why I'm saying if you're going to contact anybody, if you're going to take care of toxic people, if you're going to do your own karma, fine, but think about it. Put yourself into the future, think about what could happen, and then you can still change your mind. We've been through too much, and a narcissist will thrive off the attention. Remember this, whenever you email a new supply, he'll love it because he's got 2 girls talking about him. It's all supply. If you're going to say something to the narcissist, kick them really hard in their ego. Hurt them through their ego. Don't try and split anybody up. Don't try and contact her if you don't need to. Hurt him through his ego. Or don't. I might get some comments saying, Val, shush, you know, you're putting things into people's minds. You shouldn't be telling people to go contact. I'm not telling people to go contact at all. Please, I want people to understand that. I'm just letting people know that if they do go contact, just be very careful. Need little tips. Because again, I could easily just say, don't go any contact and stop. But it's not helping those that do. Again, the person you're trying to help just sees you as the enemy. And the narcissist is a perfect person, so really be careful. Just get on with your life. Educate yourself on narcissism. Keep watching videos. Keep watching my videos. Sorry. Keep watching videos. Educate yourself so it never, ever, ever, ever happens to you again. Leave them to rot in their own hell. We think these people are happy. When they move on, we see all the photographs on Facebook of their new supply, how happy they look, they got engaged. They're not happy. It's pretend, remember. It's all pretend. They pretended with you to the outside world. They're still pretending. So when you see these photographs and these statuses on Facebook about how happy they are, it's not true. They are not happy. They're living in their own shame. They're living in their hell, and they're pretending to be somebody. We can mend. We can change. We can improve. We can learn. We're still good people. They're not. And they never will be. And they'll just have to rot in their own hell. Remember that. Deep, deep, deep down inside, they are not happy. So all I'm saying is that if you're going to do anything, think about the reasons why you're doing it. Think about what might happen. And can you, what's the word I'm looking for? Can you deal with what might happen with you? I know we want to take control back, and they seem to have all the control. But sometimes no contact is control. I know I felt better when I did my karma. Made me feel great. But it could have gone bad. But it didn't, thank goodness, so far. I've had nothing, no repercussions of it yet. Yet. And so my next video is on how I was sued. No, I'm joking. So please take care of yourself, guys. If you're going to go contact, be very, very careful. Think about it. Email me. Get some advice. I'm not a guru. Again, I've told you on this, but I've had experience and I'm willing to put it out there. I'm waffling again now. I'm repeating myself. I get told off for repeating myself all the time, but I keep thinking I've forgotten to say something. I know we want control back, but we have to do it in a different way. We have been to hell and back, and we don't have any loyalty to the new supply. Be there for her if she needs you. If you're telling somebody that they've been cheated on, that's different. If you're telling somebody that they're an arsehole, that's different, like I did. If you're telling somebody that, I was going to say they have a small winky, but then I thought no, I won't say it, which I've just said. I'm going to have to edit that bit out. Okay, please take care. Stay safe. Bye.